New York Comic Con. I'm here with Brian Tan at the XM booth. Brian, thank you for having us. Nice meeting you.
Yeah.
We're at booth 636. You look behind us, this sculpture here, phenomenal. Batman there, surrounded by all his nemesis. Brian, this is your first time at New York Comic Con, right?
First time ever. Love it.
First time, pop this cherry right here. I was here for it.
Yeah.
Can you show us what you got on display here? Obviously, we got a lot of collectors, we got a lot of cosplay. And actually, first, before we get into that, how are you enjoying New York Comic Con?
Well, first of all, the best bagels in the world, the best pizzas.
Pizza?
Yeah, it's the best, and the best steak. I just had Peter Luger's with some friends. It's the bomb, right? And I'm very happy to be here. I'm so excited. It's a huge con. It's the first time in New York, and you know, it's just mind-boggling at how many friendly collectors will come up to us and ask. So I'm very happy to be here, and I'm happy to bring it around the booth for a tour.
Now, where are you guys located at? So you know, people that are curious exactly where your home base is.
So we're based in Singapore. It's one of the smallest countries in the world. It's based in Southeast Asia, and traditionally we've been there for the last 4 years. We've been around for 4 years, but only about a year ago we got the licensing rights to go overseas, international with our DC license, and that's why we did a show here.
Now your main properties licensing is DC, or what you have outside of that?
We've got a couple. We've got the Marvel license, but that's only restricted to the Southeast Asia.
Okay. And
we've got Top Cow and DC, which is worldwide licenses, and we've got Power Rangers, which is only based in, well, it's only available in everywhere except Asia. So it's kind of a bit messy, but
so you know, Power Rangers, which started overseas, are available everywhere
except back in my hometown.
In your hometown.
So it's a bit weird, but that's how it works, right? Yeah.
Okay. So it all comes down to licensing, where you can offer it and everything.
It is, and that's why in New York Comic Con we've only brought with us 3 licenses. We brought with us the Top Cow, and Power Rangers, and of course DC.
Yeah. Okay. And so behind here, you can give me a little rundown of what we got.
Yeah, sure. I mean, this is a project we collaborated with David Finch. So David Finch is one of the most popular Batman artists, right? And we work with him, we talk to him and say, hey David, we're really big fan of your work. Work with us and give us something crazy, something you think is not possible to be made. And he did. He said, oh, okay, challenge accepted. And he gave us the first draft. We look at it and we're like, oh shit, that's really good stuff. But we made it happen. So this is it. This is 12 characters in one mega diorama. It's actually quite a good concept as well. It's about, we call it sanity, because Batman's greatest strength, he doesn't have any superpowers, but his greatest strength is his mental mind, how strong he is. And if you realize, his psychopathic villains are always trying to make him go insane. So, but he stays resilient, and so this piece is dedicated to Batman, sanity. And we have 2 color schemes here. What you're looking at right now is what we call the Nightmare Smoke version, because they're not really there. They are kind of like in his mind, trying to make him go mad, so this is why they're in a smoke nightmare kind of a color scheme. But a lot of collectors wanted to see more detail. They want to see their favorite villains in their full color. So we had a full color version, and over here you can see a little bit more details. So yeah, I mean, collectors wanted 2 versions, so we decided to launch 2.
And these are obviously, like you said, they're 2 totally different versions. I thought that this one right here was a proto, and you know, obviously not finished, but that's awesome that, like you said, this is his imagination.
Yeah,
and this version is them right there, and this is a lot of his rogues gallery, and the detail on this, I mean,
this
just
makes
amazing.
a good cover photo for cover image for a comic book. Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's straight out of a comic, and you got all the key villains there that Batman has faced over the years.
Yeah, it has a lot of details. I especially like the little metallic shine on Mr. Freeze's suit. Yeah, guys, and this is the Batman Shogun piece. It is one of our original samurai lines for the Batman universe. If you can see, this is actually made of mixed materials. There are areas where we use real cloth. If you come over to this side, just want to show you something. Even the Batarang, it has a real rope on it. So we try to keep it really authentic, and you know, this real rope and everything. So it looks really kind of authentic. There are details on the cape, but the cape is fully sculpted, and the horse. Well, it's one of the biggest pieces we worked on. There's a lot of colors that you can't, sometimes you can't see on the photos, but hopefully in person you can see there's a lot of variations of colors to bring this piece to life. One of the most ambitious pieces we have.
It has a nice like wash on it that you can see the attention to detail in it, right?
You can see like it feels like it's real metal. It feels really heavy and solid, and it is. It's called cast porcelain. It has 3 different heads. So this is today's version is we call it the in-between head. There's 3 heads total. The one of them will be like a full classic Batman, and then this is the middle, and then the final one will be like a full Shogun covered up, full demon kind of a mask.
So this is the armored version. You'll have one without the
without as much of the armor parts, more classic to Batman's look, and then the last one is the full armored version.
Full armored.
Yeah.
And now, is this a play on the movie that was just out? I forget the name of it, but it was
the Ninja Batman.
Yes, Ninja Batman.
No, it's not. It's that's actually we actually developed the samurai line about 2 years back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that came out like later than that.
Gotcha.
I think a lot of people are confused and think it's the same, but it's not. So the designs are totally different as well.
Yeah, I see the design is completely different.
And what's unique is that we actually work on the Ninja Batman together with Good Smile. So they have a statue there, and we work with them in terms of the QC and the manufacturing support as well. So it's kind of cool. Okay guys, here we're looking at the one that started it all. This is the Batman Samurai piece. You know, previously we saw the one on the horse as a Shogun piece. So the Samurai piece is less armored. He's on a temple. On the temple, he's kind of like, you know, this symbolizes him protecting the innocent, being the defender of justice. And if you go to the right a little bit, one of his most, you can see we have a lot of switch out parts. This is a batarang. These pieces are all done in real metal. And he actually has several switch out components, like his armor can be taken off, and you can switch it, put different parts together. There's about 1,000 over different possible permutations to display here. It's a lot of display options. And here is the Deathstroke, one of the the most badass villains in Batman universe. He has a switch out as well. Today he's holding a shotgun, but yesterday we had him holding 2 katana blades. And it's just all around badass.
And this is a different take on it, because you see a mouth almost on the side of it.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of like a demon Oni. We call it the Oni demon design, where he's kind of demonic assassin. So it fits in line with the whole samurai range. He has all his influence of the Japanese samurai costume design, and the sash, and even a kind of a defeated samurai overlord.
Now, does he have a alternate head that switches out, or it's the solid head, he just has alternate pieces?
Yeah, he has. Most of our pieces will have the multiple different heads, and he will have an unmasked head of Wilson Slade. But we're still working on him right now because we want him to be a little bit more aggressive, so we took him back to the drawing board. But you will come with that. And Poison Ivy is one of the most sought after female statues from this line because she's just absolutely gorgeous. She's inspired by the geishas, because after all, Ivy is the seductress of the universe, right? I mean, she seduces both men and women. So this is more a classic look with her bob haircut, trying to playfully hide part of her face. But there's another portrait which has her in a traditional geisha head
full geisha setup.
Yeah, the whole face is painted white with lips, colors, and so that is a different one, and a lot of people like that.
It's a beautiful piece.
Thank you.
And I love the spacing on the mask. As obviously right here, the way I'm holding it, it looks 100% natural. Yeah. And then you turn it to the side, and her face is hidden.
It's like a peekaboo, right? And that's the whole point. And if you notice the vines, the details, it's actually coming off her skin. They're wrapping around her skin. The vines are going in between the legs, creating a lively kind of fluid dynamic of motion, even though it looks stationary. So.
And now these are all sculpted, or is it textured the
It's all sculpted. Yeah, sculpted. Even the designs on the costumes are all sculpted.
All raised and sculpted.
All raised and sculpted.
Beautiful piece.
Yeah, it's a very difficult to produce piece, but we're very happy with the result.
This piece right here, Bane.
The Bane, yes.
It's big, bad.
Big back Bane. It even comes with additional huge club, so you can change. Because sometimes maybe the piece is too big to display. We have these different display options so that you could change the different display height and display that. But this Bane, he comes with another alternate headscarf as well, and he has a little bit more design, interesting design. Like he has a bit of a steampunk element. It's not just like traditional.
The armor is worked in with the steampunk look on it.
Yeah, because we want it to look like he has a bit of technology embedded in him to give him a look, make him look more dangerous. Yeah.
Now this has like a mix of obviously the samurai culture and also the Arkham game. If you played the Arkham game,
yeah,
the pack on his back, his backpack. To me, it has a little hint of the Arkham game on
it. Exactly. I mean, what we're doing now and what we're going to clarify, we're not doing the ancient, old, traditional world. It is actually there in a kind of a new Tokyo where there's a fusion of traditional with technology, and that's why Catwoman is on the bike, for example.
Yeah.
And this is Batgirl, Barbara Gordon. She has probably, with Batman Samurai, the most number of heads. She has probably, I think, 4 different headscarves. And yeah, this is her in a ninja formation. And if you look at all the bases, they tell a different story, right? So for her, Batgirl has always been a supportive member of the Bat family. So even the base is kind of like based on a support kind of a design concept.
Those little attention to details mean a lot. And as you said, she's a supporting type of character, and that's awesome with the base. Now you said her head, she has an four alternate heads. Yeah. Now, obviously, is it like the full cowl?
She has a quick picture.
I can hear you.
Yeah. So yeah, she has a full cowl. She's got a kind of almost covered the whole face, kind of a cyber ninja version. And she has this is the more traditional classic look that we have here. And she can also switch out her cape for like a red scarf, like those cool cyber ninja as well.
And right here, I think this is probably one of the sexiest pieces.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite pieces as well. I mean, the Catwoman, she's like she's a thief. So in this case, her costume is more of like a thief. She's nimble on her feet. You know, her belt is made of a whip, and she has a cyber kind of a cat-inspired helmet. There's a black cat around her legs. She's on a sleek bike.
Now she has some armor plating on the back of the bike here.
Yes.
Are those?
That's actually not part of the bike. It's more part of the
helmet.
The helmet. So that when she wears it, it protects the back of her neck.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a samurai kind of inspired feel to it. Yeah.
And you got the black cat down here.
Yeah, and even look at the helmet, you can see that it's a bit of a translucent lens, so it makes it look a little bit more three-dimensional. Yeah. Then there's a magnet to hold things in place.
That's awesome.
Okay, so we're really excited about our 1/6 scale DC line because sometimes we hear comments and feedback from collectors that the statues are getting all bigger, the beds are bigger, they're more expensive to ship, and they're running out of spaces to put their statues. So we came up with this line for those collectors who want small space-friendly display statues. And if we're looking at Superman right now, he's one of the things about the 1/6 scale is that it allows us to create a more storytelling base as well. So you can see, even though it's 1/6, we don't spend on details. He's kind of like floating, showing the power of his flight. And we're paying tribute to the first movie with crystals from his Fortress of Solitude. And today, his head switch out is the one with the angry red eyes. But yesterday we had him with a normal expression, a bit more Boy Scout expression. So this is him, Rage, Superman Rage.
Now you mentioned that sometimes collectors need smaller pieces, even though We love the huge pieces. Sometimes can't afford it or don't have the space for it. Price point. Where's the price point on some of the pieces? Let's say as far as this goes.
So our 1/6 scale price point is about between 450 to about 470 USD, and so you know it's a more affordable price range as well compared to the larger pieces we have.
Which go for upwards of like $2,000-3,000.
Well, no, they go maybe about 800, 900, and above. For the really large pieces, it could be 1,000, 2,000.
Gotcha.
So that makes it easier for statue collectors to complete the whole line of the Justice League as well. Yeah. And there's Wonder Woman. She has to switch out with a helmeted head. Today she's holding her lasso. Yesterday we had her holding a sword and a shield. And look at the base, it's basically a defeated kind of a statue of Ares. Yeah,
yes, I can see against them. Yeah. The Ares skull down there. Now, the switch out pieces, does she have alternate hands, or the hands can just tilt to hold whichever attachment she has?
Well, today what we have here is a prototype. We're still working it out, but it will be done in a way you can't really see the seams. In this case,
the forearm will be able to tilt.
I think what we did is the whole hand will come out, and then we can just feed the one that's holding the sword, and then the other one holds the shield. Yeah. And that's of course the prince of the clown prince of crime, Joker. I'm not sure if you can capture the details, but if you look really closely to his clothes, you could see even textures. Yeah, if you get really close, you'll be able to see textures on the clothes. So that's the detail we want to capture even in the 1/6 scale. Oh, look at that! That's Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
Checking out all the DC stuff.
Wow.
Even she loves the work that you guys are doing. Wow. She loves the Joker.
Thank you. We love you too. And yeah, Joker comes with all the fun stuff. In the final version, we will ship with 8 of these little critters. So they are all carrying bombs and they're having fun. You can put them inside. You can leave them out playing around. So yeah, it's a fun piece. And this one is it has light up function. Look at the eyes, it's like flickering, making him look like crazy.
Now, when you put that in his mouth, you started to flicker, or?
Oh no, the switch is behind. It's a
okay,
switch,
okay. See, I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's a cool idea though.
He's got the laughing gas.
Laughing gas, the gas canister, everything is in full detail, even though it's 1/6. In fact, I guess if you look at it from a photo perspective, given the quality, you might not even know it's 1/6. You might think it's a 1/4 scale statue.
Yeah, it does. It absolutely does.
Yeah.
You actually see like secrets.
And here's Flash, and Flash has been a tough one to design. Because almost every Flash statues out there, he's running. So how do you think ours different? So we make ours different. We have him, running faster than everyone else. So to do that, we put him on a cosmic treadmill. He's running and breaking the speed limit of the Speed Force. So we created this speed vortex for him to run through. And because of the shipping to this convention, some of the pieces were actually warped. So there's a missing piece here, which is actually kind of like a add-on to the treadmill.
To the treadmill?
Yeah, to show his speed and everything. But it's not here today because it's a bit broken.
That's amazing. Just the swirls around it. That's
and the expression on his face. He looks determined. He's running. So this level of detail, we're really happy what we were able to do with 1/6 scale.
And this is his. This is like the new 52 costume, right?
No, this is the Rebirth.
Rebirth.
Yeah. So we're doing the Rebirth line first. Yeah. And maybe we'll work on the classic characters later on. Yeah. And Aquaman, of course. Aquaman, we had fun doing this one. Well, he's the king. He's the king of the seas, and we wanted to show him in that kind of a setting. So here he's riding on his royal seahorse in a very regal pose. A lot of details going on in this base. There are fishes. There are like deep sea water elements. I mean, I like the fishes that are swimming around here as well. It's a bit of motion to it.
That's amazing. It definitely gives a nice quality to the figure, a 3D type of illusion.
Yeah, you know what? I think this will look great in the aquarium. Just put it in water.
Put that in an aquarium.
And real fish swimming around, right? Yeah.
Now, what are the statues made of?
Okay.
Is it resin, PVC?
So all our station is made from cold cast porcelain, which
Okay.
is actually a version of polyresin, but we mix it with porcelain powder, so it creates that cold feel to the touch, and it feels kind of like porcelain, and it's cold and it's heavy, but it's high quality.
So you could actually probably put this in an aquarium.
Well, we can. Only thing is we probably have to do a special treatment for the water, for the paint.
For the paint.
It's the paint, yeah, because the paint might kill the fishes. So you
Of course, yeah. Don't want that. We don't want that.
Okay, here we have top cow. That's Madalena. The display here is a bit small, so we didn't put the full thing out. There's actually another big, very large statue of Michelangelo, the angel behind her. But here we're just showing Madalena from top cow. And on her right is Witchblade. Witchblade is, she's quite a popular character in the Top Cow series.
There's a lot of detail on Witchblade.
Yeah, it's a lot of detail. It's very intricate details. Swirling power around her arms and her feet and the leg. Yeah. Just for the record, right? This piece is the most touched piece in New York City.
Really?
Yeah, New York Comic Con, because we don't have acrylic display cases, so people like to touch stuff. So if you look at her behind, people has been touching it until it's really scratched. People like her backside, so it has scratch marks on it. People's touching it. Yeah,
It really does.
it's the most touched piece here. Yeah.
Come on, people. You're in New York.
Yeah.
Have some respect. Now, here we have Lobo.
Yep. So we're working on a 1/6 scale Lobo as well. Because of the flood in the China factories, we didn't get the prototypes here on time. So what we have here is actually the render of the final artwork in digital form. What's interesting to note is that there's going to be a few switch out, and I guess we'll show more of that later. But one thing I want to say is that Lobo can switch out his right hand weapon, and he's holding the dog, like he's going to throw the dog out. That's quite cool.
I really can't wait to see that. I love Lobo. Lobo's an awesome character.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, here we have the Power Rangers on the right, but on the left, I mean, people's been asking me about this character, right? He's actually the ultimate swordsman. He's a character from a Hong Kong comic, and we thought we would bring some of the Eastern pop culture to the event. He's like a swordsman. He's an old dude. He's got the ultimate powers to control swords. There's a way to put a sword on his feet, so he's kind of like riding it like a surfboard.
Oh, he's throwing the sword. He's not even holding it.
At the moment, he's throwing the sword, but you could do a switch out, and he's actually riding on the sword itself.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's something that is interesting about what we're seeing. A lot of the alternate changeable pieces on these statues. That's really a key point that makes me love the line even more.
Yeah. And and Power Rangers the same thing. He could remove his power armor, and I think someone kept the sword. He's holding a sword here.
The sword went missing?
No, I think maybe someone knocked it, dropped it, and we kept it. But he's either holding a sword, or he could even change to hold his blaster. But today we are showing this particular mode. But his power armor can come off, so it can be him at his basic costume.
So the chest plate here.
Yeah, it's actually removable as well. Yeah.
And if you look into the detail, the dinosaur.
Yeah, it's basically him. Yeah. The TRex stands for. So we added a bit of a detail in his costume design. You can see it's not based on the classic. We have a bit of texture and the buckles and zips to make it look more practical. Yeah.
All right, so you saw what we have at the XM booth. You saw a lot of 1/6 scale, quarter scale, very detailed, intricate pieces. Behind us.
Yes, behind us is
What do
the
we got?
epic JLA diorama versus Darkseid. So you have the JLA characters, the heroes. You got Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, the Flash, Martian Manhunter, Superman, Aquaman, and Batman, all taking on the biggest badass in the universe, in this universe, Darkseid.
Now this is going to be like a 1/6 scale, like we saw with the combined piece with Batman.
Yes, this is going to be a 1/6 scale, like the Sanity piece, like the Rebirth series, but this will be based on the classic costumes. And it's going to be a mega huge piece, right? Because even at 1/6 scale, it's going to be awesome. It's
Of course, I mean, just look at the size of Darkseid compared to the other characters. It's very, very nice. And you see you got some fallen
Parademons.
Down there.
People ask me, right, why is Batman holding a vacuum cleaner? But he's not.
He's not.
He's actually holding one of the fallen Parademon's weapons.
Their weapons.
To use it against Darkseid. Because, you know, if he uses battle rank, it looks a bit weird. Against Darkseid, yeah.
And that's one thing I love about you guys is the attention to detail. You guys watched and you saw everything that they've done. There's little Easter eggs.
Easter eggs, yeah.
And the bases. Batwoman, Power Rangers, Bane, you know, everything there. There's little key pieces. It's absolutely amazing. I want to thank you. I hope you enjoy New York.
I enjoy it a lot,
Comic-Con, and thank you for taking the time to talk.
You're
with us.
welcome. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
I love New York.
New York Comic-Con. We out.